Back to our top story today. On the Republican side, it seemed to be almost a fighting match with Mitt Romney versus Donald Trump.
It was a match, certainly a war of words, this political war of words between Romney and Trump. The question is, could it have an effect on the frontrunner's campaign? Joining us to weigh in on this, KUSI contributor, 1170 AM radio host Mark Larson. Mark,
what a day!
You know, is the future of the Republican Party at stake here?
Sure. What we're seeing here is, if not the Republican Civil War or implosion or some mixed bag of all this, it's something called, hey, the people are ticked off. And you have the factions, you have the Trumpians, you have the mainstream establishment types. You have a lot of people who say, listen, I thought it's supposed to work this way. We have primaries, and then eventually there's someone who gets more delegates, and then that person gets support. In fact, Romney today in his speech talked about the time for choosing speech, which is 1964. Ronald Reagan came out of that, out of the Goldwater campaign, and Reagan gave a speech which set a whole lot of things in motion for conservatism. This wasn't exactly the time for choosing speech. It was courageous, but at the same time, it violated Reagan's 11th commandment, which is, thou shalt not speak ill of another Republican.
That went out the window a long time ago.
That went out, I think, from hello in the first debate.
Well, so this ideology shift that has just embraced the Republican Party to become more, the electorate more populist, if you will. So Romney comes out today and has his destroy mission against Donald Trump. I mean, a lot of people were wondering, why didn't we see this Mitt Romney 4 years ago?
That was probably the most popular question I got on radio this morning, and it's been all over Twitter and Facebook, social media. Where was this guy? Of course, they say that about every candidate. Sure. They said it about Dole. Where was the fighting for? You have Romney, you have John McCain coming out there. There's the two people who, as decent as they are, I mean, I know them both and have known them for years, especially Romney. I'm not sure what he gains out of doing this right now, except there's a theory that some of this has to do with the PAC money and the big money that's there, saying to the establishment, write some checks, crank it out, because this is like if you want to do it, this is you're drawing the lines and push an open convention and all of that. But
if not
people are
Trump,
restless.
then who? I mean, who is that person?
Is Romney going to run? Is Paul Ryan going to run?
I would doubt the Romney. But see, you get to an open convention, or a brokered convention, anything goes. It may not get to that. Let's remember right now, for some perspective, at the moment, Trump has something like 306 or so delegates, 300 something, and about 100 behind him is Cruz, and then there's Rubio. Rubio has some problems now with a path to conventional wins here. There's a whole lot of other things going on beyond this. Again, the question, people are either saying this is great, where was this Mitt Romney, and just as many people are saying, why did he do it, what does he gain out of this? Because again, just not quite 4 years ago, there were the Romneys and Donald Trump on stage in Las Vegas, and he was talking about how wonderful Donald Trump was.
When this war gets over, the end result is, though, if you're a Republican, you want to beat, would probably be Hillary Clinton. Yeah. Can Donald Trump beat Hillary Clinton?
Well, let's not forget, Hillary has some bigger problems today, because you got the guy who set up the server who's now working with the FBI and getting
Trump
immunity.
Beat her?
I think you look at a lot of different matchups. It depends on which survey. There are some where you can see that happening, some where it's close enough, it's within the margin of error, 3 or 4 points. There's still a long way to go. We have the debate tonight. Obviously, what Romney does is he sets in motion the agenda for this debate, and that way he's kind of out-Trump Trump for the day, for the news cycle, because it's a way to keep this up. You know they'll be asking about that tonight. So,
so after tonight's debate, Kasich is likely the next person that's going to be leaving the party. So then it'll be down to the 3 of them.
What's weird today, Sandra, is there are some of the people who were saying, oh yeah, this is a great speech by Romney. You had people saying, we don't like it, it's too establishment, it's just the establishment. You had the Cruz people saying, well, we kind of like that. Ben Carson, not so much, and he's not showing up now. He's not officially out, but he's out. I mean, you have strange alliances in this. I even saw a headline earlier today about Kim Jong-un that he says his nukes are ready, and I first thought, is he getting into this Republican Trump thing too? And actually that has to do with something else.
Miley Cyrus says she's going to leave the country if Donald Trump's elected.
Weeping. Yeah, Trump made her weep.
So that may help him.
Didn't Alec Baldwin say that about the last Republican?
They all do that, and they never move.
No, they don't.
Or they just get another house.
Mark Larson, thank you very much.
Good to see you, Mark.
See what happens.
All right, thanks.